What if I told you that the place most people trust with their money may actually be slowing down their wealth growth? Banks are important to the financial system, but the truth is, banks does not want us to know the means to build wealth. So when you just deposit all of your savings in the bank and get about 6% interest, they profit the most. Don't forget that this year's inflation rate is about 15%. So do the math and you will see that your money is losing its purchasing power by just being idle in the bank at 6% interest rate. If you still do this, you are only enriching the banks, because the way the banks make money is by lending your money out to others and business persons for about 25% interest rate. So if you look at the difference, you see clearly how they are using your money to make outrageous profits for themselves. So in this video, we reveal what banks do not want people to understand about money and the financial assets that can actually grow your wealth over the years. So firstly, we look at the savings account illusion. Most people are taught one simple rule: save your money in the bank. But here is the problem. Savings accounts typically offer very low interest rates. In many economies, inflation goes faster than savings interest. So if inflation is between 15 to 20% and your bank pays only 5 to 7%, right? Your money is actually losing purchasing power every year. This means that savings alone rarely creates wealth. Wealth usually comes from owning assets that grows in value. So I remember this incident long time ago, say about 16 years ago. I just finished my NYC program and saved up about 200,000 naira. That was a huge amount of money at my level then. That was 2012, right? I was looking for products to invest the money in. I went to several big banks. What most of the bank staff said was interest rate was at 7% per annum. You leave the money in a savings account or locking the funds for a fixed rate of about 8 to 9% return as at then. I asked if those were the only options that were available for investment, and they said that was all what they got. I do not know if they did not want to tell me other means by which I can invest that amount, or they do not know other means themselves. So out of disappointment, I left the bank and just left the funds still in my savings account, because it is not wise for me to have my funds locked up, right? And I'll be getting say 9%, and if I leave it liquid, I'll be getting say 7% or thereabouts. So it's preferable for me to just leave it liquid, so that in case any opportunity comes, right, any information that comes with regards to investment, I could easily pull out that sum of money and put it in that investment product. So I had to leave, because back then I did not have any access to information that I could leverage on as my investment. So fast forward to a couple of years ago, right? I was at this one big bank carrying out a transaction. So the bank staff asked me what the transaction was for. So I told her. She inquired further to know what it is that I was paying for with that sum of money. I told her that it is for a money market investment, right? She was amazed. She was surprised to know that something like that actually existed. So I later married it to that scenario that I had just after my NYC. And I now had a rethink and confirmed that some of these bank staff, right, some of them do not know that other forms of investment really actually exist. So most of them do not actually know much about investment, right? They are just there to carry out the tasks that they are assigned to do, right? Because most of them, they are just cashiers or teller officers. So they just do that job. They don't know very much, about investment, financial literacy, and all of those. So that's why sometimes I find it very ridiculous When I see some content creators bragging about being an accountant or haven't worked in a bank before, as though that means they know jack about investment, right? This may sound funny, but most bankers don't even know much about investment. You may be financial literate and investment illiterate, so you can take that one to the bank. So now let us look at 3 investment products that you don't need much financial expertise on, and you don't have to do much but can profit immensely from this product. You just invest in them and let time do the heavy lifting on your behalf. So number 1, you have the high yield savings account or high interest savings account, as some people may want to call it, right? So these accounts are usually offered by fintech companies, that is financial technology companies. They give relatively higher annual percentage return compared to your traditional bank to their customer. There are several fintech companies and microfinance banks that gives up to 17% per annum annual percentage return to their customers. So for example, we have the likes of PiggyVest, there's Fair Money, there's also Conga Pay. So a high yield savings account is where I advise anyone to keep his or her emergency funds, right? Because your emergency fund will also be growing significantly while it is just sitting there compared to if you have it in your regular savings account. So the second one that we'll look at is stocks, that is stock accumulation. One of the most powerful wealth building assets is stocks, whether you like it or not, right? This is when an individual acquires shares of companies that are publicly listed in the stock market. This makes that person a part owner of that company. So when these companies grow their profits, the shareholders will also benefit from rising share prices of the stocks. You will receive dividend income and long-term compounding growth in the value of your stock. So this is why many individuals quietly accumulate quality stocks over decades. Examples of stocks that you could invest in are your everyday consumable companies, right? Like your MTN, your Dangote Cement, your Seplat, right? These companies also pay their shareholders dividends from their profits, thereby creating a passive cash flow in your portfolio. Eventually, those dividends can grow large enough to support your lifestyle expenses. This is called dividend investment.
If you've heard something new today and you know that you are getting value from this video, kindly do me a favor right now. Can you hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This helps the YouTube algorithm to spread this video across to a whole lot of people that want to benefit from such information. As you do that, I appreciate you. Now, let's get back to the video.
So the second instrument that we'll look at is investment funds. So we have talked about investment funds severally in my previous videos. We have different types of investment funds, right? So investment funds can see you save for your retirement and just leave it for years before you eventually retire. I will highlight just 3 funds here, not to make this video very long, right? So we start with the mutual funds. This is where an investment institution pull money together towards a common goal to grow that fund. This type of investment needs no knowledge and it is very passive. It is time that does the heavy lifting for you. That is, you don't do nothing, just sit back and let your fund compound over the years with no risk of losing your money. So Stanbic IBTC Money Market Fund is an example of this category of mutual funds. So we have other categories of mutual funds like the equity mutual fund. We also have the balance mutual fund. So I own the Stanbic Money Market Mutual Fund. I also own the Carry-Wide Balanced Market Fund, right? This one is the balance between equity, money market, and other financial instruments, right? So the second one we're looking at is ETF, that is Exchange Traded Fund. This is another powerful investment tool that allows investors to own many companies in one investment. That it can be said to be ownership of a basket of different stocks. Example are your vet goods ETF. This is for fast moving consumer goods in the NGX, right? You also have the new gold ETF. This particular ETF tracks the price of gold and is also listed in the NGX. Then you have QQQ. This was listed in the New York Stock Exchange, and it consists of technology stocks. It consists of stocks in the tech sector, like your Nvidia, like your Palantir, like your Microsoft, your Amazon, all tech stocks, anything related to tech, AI, as well as automation. The companies that make up this industry are in QQQ. ETFs are popular globally because they provide diversification. They give lower risk compared to holding just single stocks, and they have long-term growth potential. The third fund that we'll look at is index funds, right? This is associated with stocks and the stock market too. This fund tracks the performance of a market index. Example is the NGX 30, which is the 30 biggest companies in the Nigerian Stock Exchange. This index is by the size of the companies. We also have the S&P 500. This is the 500 biggest companies in the New York Stock Exchange. This gives you exposure to dollar investment. For some of you that want to have exposure to foreign investment and you want to earn in foreign currency, so this S&P 500 will provide you with such products. Banks know that if you know all of this investment strategy, this investment product or investment instrument, right, you will not let your money sit idle in their bank anymore. This investment product explained have the capacity to grow your wealth significantly. Here is the biggest mindset shift wealthy investors understand. Banks are for storing money. Assets are for growing money. Most wealthy individuals use banks mainly for payment, transactions, or security, but their real wealth is stored in investment and assets. The difference between people who struggle financially and those who build wealth is often financial education. Once you understand how money truly works, you can start making smarter decisions. Right? If you want to see more videos about investing, stocks, and wealth strategies, subscribe to this channel now, because the more you understand money, the more control you gain over your financial future. So to know what the rich know about money, so please check out this video over here, right? As I always say, wealth is not luck, it is built by information followed by execution. With that said, I will see you next time.